is, it's good that this is on videotape because you guys won't be able to rip off my idea.
Don't show this.
Watching this show, The Commitments, tonight, gave me this idea. Now you can't rip this off, seriously. I get the Four Tops. Listening to the album helped too. I get the Four Tops. We started out a lot like one of those Vietnam movies about the guy who has to go get all the people from his lost platoon and get them together to go back on one last mission to save someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's that movie with Gene Hackman?
Well, it's like...
Uncommon Valor. It's exactly Uncommon.
And all those Chuck Norris movies.
One of them is working in a factory. One of them is in...
The Four Tops you're talking about right now.
Yeah. One of them is in an insane asylum. Can't even speak, hasn't even been sane for like the last 10 years. One of them is... I don't know what the other two are doing. There's something strange though, you know, like one is...
selling pretzels in the park.
Yeah, and one is like a family man. Yeah. So, the one who's selling pretzels in the park, say, decides he wants to get the band back together because, you know, they were a hit at one time, right?
Yeah.
So he goes...
They were the Four Tops.
He goes and he gets, in various funny ways, gets all the other two who are involved, but the insane one, they can't, he's insane, you know, it's certified. His wife says, please don't leave, please don't hurt him, you know, leave him alone, he's insane, let him rest, you know, you guys are assholes. So they decide they're going to try and get him out anyway, so they go to the insane asylum. Don't peel that off, it won't be worth the 5-cent refund back. So they go there and they sing and they start, they go 1, 2, 3, the doctor says there's no way, they go, I'll be there, put my loving arms around you, or whatever, you know, and the guy just sits there and like drool comes out of his mouth.
It'll be a sad moment in the film.
Yeah, so like drool just comes out of his mouth.
Right.
You know, he doesn't even see them, doesn't recognize them, and they just try singing their old hits, and you know, he just doesn't recognize them, so they leave. And the doctor is just like shaking his head that they're such idiots, and he wheels his wheelchair to the window. It's the first thing he's ever done, and he like opens the window and you can see him going out, and it's like just a sad moment. And one of them just turns, and they're outside talking, and they're like, God, and they just look at this place he lives in, they turn around and look, and he sees the shade just close. They look at each other and they like cheer and they run back in. And then there's a rehabilitation montage. The whole movie's done in montage. Then there's this rehabilitation montage, right. And pretty soon they're back together. But they don't think they can be hip with their old songs, so no one cares about them anymore. And the record manager,
no one wants to hear those old.
Yeah, and the record manager says, no one cares about you guys. Just get out of my office, you know. Mm-hmm. And so they start practicing rap. Mm-hmm. And then there's a comedy montage of them trying to do today's hip music. And finally, they get a little gig at a bar, and they're like trying to do rap. And they get this little gig, and there's like 3 people in the audience, all of them drunk, and they're trying to do rap, and they're making idiots of themselves. But it's in an area like a Santa Monica Pavilions area where we went to the movie today. So they're sitting there and they're like playing their rap, and then one of them says, fuck it, let's play I'll Be There, or let's play Just Walk Away Renee. And they go, let's walk away Renee, and they start singing, and then there's a montage of people who hear it. Yes. And they like hear it. At first it's older black people.
Bigger and bigger.
And they come in, and then they like, and pretty soon the crowd is totally full, and they're just doing their hits, and all the kids are coming in, and then it becomes like they're like totally hot now. And then that's the climax.
Steal this idea.
And then the movie ends like this. Scott, would you hold that and get me on camera, please?
Sure.
They're all playing, they're all singing. You got me?
Yeah.
And they're in a huge they go from, there's an auditorium montage where they go to bigger and bigger auditoriums till finally we get stock footage from United Artists because we own part of the stock footage library for this. We use Rocky maybe, thousands of people cheering. And they end, and they sing, and they sing in the end. And the end of the last song, they all go. And it freeze frames, and goes to black and white, very grainy, and it's it. And that was the ending of The Jazz Singer with Neil Diamond, by the way. And that's the end. Don't you think that'd be good? And then, of course, the credits run over like a little montage sequence of what happened in the movie. You know.
Sure.
In all seriousness.
I don't know.
Do I think it'd be successful?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like that movie, that last Robert Townsend film.
Bill Dill, by the way, was the DP on that, and he was sending me his reel. He really wants to shoot Innocent Blood.
What did he shoot?
The 5 Heartbeats.
Yeah.
And he shot one of Spike Lee's films. I think.
Did he?
I think School Days.
Shoots those. No, Ernest Dickerson.
No,
Oh, maybe he shot Second
all
Unit.
of them.
Maybe he shot Second Unit on one then. But he's done like
He's like
4.
He shot the
Really
4
low
tops
budget.
and he wants to shoot something?
He shot the 5 Heartbeats, which is the ripoff of the movie that I want to make, the 4 Tops. But I don't want to call it the 4 Tops. I want to call it Believe in It. Because that's during one of the speeches that the leader of the 4 Tops always gives. He has to give these speeches about, coming back and making it, and he always says, believe in it, and that's their motto. And like sometimes he yells to the crowd, he goes, believe in it! And he says it like they're trying to play, and they're like going, ring, 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 and they're off key and everything, and he looks over and goes, and they get it, and they get together, and they mellow out, and they're hot.
Wow.
No, it's not like the 5 Heartbeats. You didn't see the 5 Heartbeats. What do you mean?
Really?
It sounds like the 5
I
Heartbeats.
didn't see the 5 Heartbeats.
I know. Why do you say it sounds like? Because there's black guys who sing.
Yes.
God, no. It's a fictionalized autobiography, a fictionalized biography of the 4 Tops and what happened to them after that. Have you seen any hits of theirs lately?
No.
You
It's
just
because
want to make it because it's
one of them's in an insane asylum. No, the only thing I wonder
No,
is
is that true?
would the no, it's not true. I made it up. But would one of the 4 Tops would the 4 Tops want to do it? I'll bet they would. And then
you couldn't afford the 4 Tops.
oh, I forgot to tell you. The point of it, I could if I got a lot of money.
Roger would say, cut 2 of them. 2 tops.
The 2 Tops and Rick Dean and Maria Ford. We need a woman who can do the movie. No. Let me tell you. And
Maria Ford's
and
Tops.
what they do though is there's what they do. Listen. What they do is they basically turn the craze in black music back away from rap, and back to soul.
Sure.
And that's the point. They're able to bring the life and the love and the believe in it spirit back to rock and roll and to soul. And so what they do though is they start out singing their hits, but by like the beginning of the 3rd act, they don't sing any of their hits anymore. They only sing their new stuff, and this is why the 4 Tops want to do it, because they think they're going to get new radio airplay. They're going to bring soul back alive in America. They'll believe in the movie. They'll believe they'll be able to do it. I figure they'll do it for $30,000 a piece. Song rights will cost you about $1 million, and then the rest is production. $1 million on production. That's $2,100,000 to make the movie, and then you need $1 million or $2 million to market it. But I think it would build. You just open it in LA,
be really
a few
corny.
art houses in New York.
I think this movie is very corny and stupid, though.
It has potential to be corny and stupid, but with good direction, it won't be. We have to get a good director. Of course, I would direct it.
It sounds like an Oliver Stone. Oh, I'm saying
It's no American Hot Wax.
It
That's
is.
for sure.
it's no car wash.
Exactly.
You always think of used cars, car wash, American Hot Wax. Was that song?
Rhinestone.
American Graffiti.
No.
Excellent
Did,
movie, Rhinestone.
did you ever see? Did you ever hear that song? I got those fitting, depressing, low down mind messing, working at the car wash blues. Was that in the movie Car Wash?
No.
Was that Spielberg? Wasn't he the producer on that or something? I think he had something to do with it.
No,
Or George
the car
Lucas
wash
did.
scene was working at the car wash.
You're thinking of used cars. Spielberg produced used
Work
cars.
And work. Oh, so those cars.
Is it any good?
Yeah, that was like...
Oh, it's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a
Car
comedy.
wash, yeah.
The classic gag
Car
in
Wash
a
is-
used car.
Has George Carlin in it.
Which one?
The classic gag in a used car dealership is when the used car guy goes up to like a Ford Bronco and looks at his reflection, takes out his comb out of his back pocket and goes at his
People watching
reflection.
this tape,
And then
this tape
turns-
was made in the early 70s or something, because everything we're talking about is like...
Then he turns to you and says, "What'll it take to get you into that car?"
That's what some guy said to Mike today.
I was looking at this Bronco.
He said, what it'll take you to get into
He
that
goes,
car?
What'll it take to get you into that car?
That's a great line you go to
It's
before
like
you pull out a gun and say, how about the keys? Really? What an awful lot. Was it a used car? Oh, did you go to that auction?
No.
Where was this?
It's a used car lot.
Over by the Mexican restaurant.
How about a little ticky? How about a Slim Jim?
It was a nice running rig. It was a nice looking rig. Maybe we should go by and drive it tomorrow. What do we have for lunch?
No.
Oh yeah, Mexican food. I tasted it.
Now, how was the LA Food Fest? What's it called? Taste of L.
Taste of
Taste of
LA.
LA. It's great. I had an alligator sausage.
Oh, did you choose Scott Torchlight?
Oh my God.
Movie.
I
should
told
be
her how
turning.
good it was.
We were
get it
gonna
for
rent
2
Midnight
days.
Run tonight. Why didn't we?
Torchlight.
You wanna rent Midnight
Excellent
Run?
movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Midnight Run? We were going to rent it because we're going to make it into a Western.
Could work.
Good work. Excellent. Who's gonna make it?
I think Clint Eastwood is too old though to be in it.
You see, Lewis, I say we're gonna make it into a Western.
The gears start.
And
turning.
Lewis's mind immediately goes, "Oh, that's a good idea." And the next question, who's gonna make it? That's just like anyone who can give Lewis a job, they're his friend.
That's not true.
It can be the biggest fucking asshole who dicked him over 1,000,000 times. Lewis will be over there being friendly with him
That's not true.
in order to get a movie.
Now, that sounds like a good idea.
Hollywood.
But Roger
Lou.
doesn't like westerns. Does he?
Cut to the horse, as I hear Roger's rule when it comes to westerns.
Cut to the horse.
Cut to the horse.
Whenever things are moving slow or you need a transition, just cut to the horse's foot pawing or his face or whatever.
That's a pretty good idea. So they have to get...
Yeah.
The FBI has to get this witness.
Well, it would
So
be
it'd be the
the Pinkertons.
Get-
See, and Scott figured it has a lot of transportation jokes. You know, they go plane, truck, everything.
So
Scott
it'd be-
figured we could go riverboat, stagecoach, on foot, and horse.
And train. We
And
could we
train.
could work it in at the days of the train.
And I
That's
know a guy
pretty
who is a train wrangler who has a lot of big trains up in San Francisco they use for movies.
Really? Well,
did
we
all
would just
the
use
big
miniatures anyway.
We have stock footage of trains.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
We have stock footage of trains from Boxcar Bertha.
Sound effects.
Do we?
Yeah, Boxcar Bertha has tons of stock footage of trains.
Read a bunch.
But are they the early days of train?
No. Yeah, they are, but they're shot in modern day. But they're old trains. You could cheat it, and then you could just build a boxcar on the
Right.
stage.
Exactly. That's what we would do. With the rolling background.
You know, you can close the windows. Have the people, actors, go like this. Put in a sound effect.
Definitely.
Wow. Modern China.
Should we go?
Yeah, let's go.
I'll go.
Well, let me see the date. And if they do, I'm awfully sorry. Okay, you done? Uh-oh.
I'm out of frame now. Perfect. Ooh, it's Wavy Cam by Louis Morneau.